Hello everybody, welcome back to Flip City with Mr. Chris. That's me, I'm Mr. Chris. This video I'm going to go over my top 20 selling items from last month. The prices range from as high as $85 all the way down to $28. As you know, my goal for the average sales price is $25, so all these items met or exceeded that. And some of these items are going to be some bolos that you're going to want to look out for, some kind of unique items, and some items that you'd be surprised at how much they're still selling for. So let's jump right into it. One item that you'd probably be surprised, because a lot of people have been talking down Lululemon, is this Lululemon Wonder Puff cropped vest. I got this about a month or so ago in a big lot of Lululemon stuff I had. I'll post a video up here so you guys could check that video out if you want to see what those items were. But I got around like 15 or 20 great Lululemon items, and I've made a good amount of money off those already. I think I paid about $40 for the whole bag I got from the bins that day. But as you can see, this Wonder Puff cropped vest sold for, I took a price of $85. I took an offer of $85. So I noticed that the jackets and vest and kind of outdoor wear is starting to pick up. So definitely be on the lookout for the outdoor wear. This was like brand new condition without a tag. I'm gonna give you some photos here to check it out. Hard to miss with that giant Lululemon logo on top. And someone's gonna be super happy because the condition of this was amazing. Right, so that was one of my better selling items for the month of August. On to my next item. This is more of a unique item, something I don't normally pick up because I don't usually find these that often. But when I do come across vintage military stuff, I always check it out because it seems to have a pretty good market. You can see this is kind of like this, I think like 70s or 80s army jacket, field jacket. Sold it for $42. Originally, I had it listed for $60. And if you watch some of my videos, you know that I like to do markdowns at more than 90 days, between 60 and 90 days, and 30 and 60 days. Because I figure after 30 days, if I haven't sold the item, I'm going to start marking it down and get my items sold quickly to reinvest the money back into my reselling adventure, right? If it's past 90 days, in my book, that means it just wasn't the greatest item. So it's time to get rid of it and try to find something better. But still, $42 is great. Couple other things. I'm only a part-time reseller, and mainly now I just source at the Goodwill Bins. I used to go to a couple other thrift stores, and on occasion I will. But I wasn't having the greatest luck, and I'm kind of busy now, so I hit up the bins on the weekend. I still get plenty of stuff to sell. The price is just unbeatable, right? I can get a huge bag for like $30, $40. And like you can see here, one item pays for itself, the rest is profit. So if you're looking for a way to save money on sourcing, I would recommend going to the Goodwill Bins, also known as the Goodwill Outlets. You're going to really be able to reduce your average cost per item, so that helps with your profit, obviously. Okay, next item up. On Cloud shoes, I took an offer for $50 for these. I got these at the bins, another item that was in great condition. I think I just threw them in the washer just to be safe, but they were really good condition. So a couple things you want to look out for when you're buying any used shoes, but specifically I've noticed with On Clouds is a lot of the times they'll have a little tear where the big toe is. And then they'll also have a lot of wear back here on the heel. So those are the two areas I look for first when I find On Cloud shoes, just to make sure that they're not in bad condition. Here's a side view of them. You can see they're in great condition. Someone got a really good deal. That's my goal, right? They look dirty on the bottom, but the tread is still there. So that's the other thing too. The On Clouds will usually have a lot of tread on like the back corner of the heel. You want to check that out as well. So keep an eye out for those three areas. You can see I post a picture of it because I know that people are looking for that, because that's a known flaw of On Cloud shoes. But $50 for shoes, you probably pay about $2 a pair. So great profit right there. All right, here's another item from my big Lululemon haul. This is called the Always Effortless jacket. If you pick up some Lululemon items, definitely jackets are really good right now, and you don't know what style they are, go to Lulu Fanatic and you can do an easy search by the code. If you have the size code right here, if you have this number, you go to Lulu Fanatics and it'll tell you exactly what it is. It's kind of like a historical, it's a website of all the items that Lululemon's ever sold. If you want to be specific and have the right keywords, I would recommend doing that. This is a little bit more vintage. Take a look at it right here. It's like this navy blue kind of windbreaker style jacket with a hood. Always got the measurements in here so people know exactly how it fits, because obviously items have been washed. So if it's listed a certain size, it might not be exactly that size, what they're used to. Try to get every little detail I can. The inside pockets, the inside elastic stretchers, the elastic adjustments right there, size and style code, even just down to the little detail on top of the zipper pull. All right, so that was another Lululemon item sold for, I think I sold that one for, yeah, 45. I took an offer for 45. So 2 Lululemon items I sold for close to $140. So that was a great pickup. I'm still looking at Lululemon, especially if it's something more associated with the season, like a jacket or a sweatshirt or a hoodie. Not so much the basic t-shirts or leggings anymore. But okay, this is a really unique item that I've never sold anything like this. I don't usually look for them, and I'm not really an expert on golf apparel, but I do know that Nike doesn't really make that much golf stuff anymore. And this just looked pretty unique with the SQ. I don't really know what that stands for, but I did a quick Google Lens search and found that some of these sold for a crazy amount of money. So I listed mine at $74. I think I sold it for $50. So $50 for a golf towel, right? Nothing crazy about it at all. I don't know, it must have been a sought after or a kind of rare version of this towel. Yeah, I don't know. I listed it and it sold really quickly. So if you see these specific golf towels, I guess any kind of golf towels, I would just look them up, Google Lens them. You never know. Some of the most random stuff is worth money. So $50 for a golf towel, I mean, you can't beat that. And it's at the bins, I probably paid 50 cents for it. It's so light. All right, here's one item that I did pick up at a thrift store. I paid $8.98 for this, I think, at Goodwill. Just because I knew the Patagonia Nano Puff vests are good, and also the season right now. So about $9, sold it for $54. After all is said and done, I'll probably have close to, about $40, $45 profit in there. So it was in great condition. Also is a great size, 2XL. Just to remind you, the 4 keys that I use that kind of help guide me on what I should be picking up when I'm thrifting are the brand, right? Patagonia is a great brand. The pattern, this is more of a classic pattern, but it seems to be good for outdoor wear in Patagonia. But if it had a crazy pattern, you would definitely get more money for it. Material, Patagonia is usually pretty good quality materials, and I already am very familiar with Patagonia items. And the size also, right? So if you could get a double XL and XL, the bigger sizes really help sell quickly. So $54 for an item I picked up at the thrift store for less than $10. Guys, you can't really beat that. And as a part-time side gig, bringing in like $1,500 a month to $2,000 on the good months, it's probably the easiest side hustle you can do. And it's fun. If you like to buy clothes and you like to go thrifting, this is a great side hustle. All right, another Lululemon item. You can see the total starting to rack up, $45, $45, $85. This is more of a standard scuba half zip funnel neck. Nothing super fancy about this. If you know Lululemon, you've probably seen these a million times. They also have scuba hoodies. It's a good color, green. It's a little bit older, you could tell, because of the size tag, a little square tag instead of their normal round one. And then it had this cool gold trim on there, so metallic gold. So that was a good one, $45. That Lululemon haul was probably the best one-time haul of like a lot of one particular item that I've ever got. And it was pretty exciting. So that's always fun. I'm sure if you guys have ever had one of those like really great days, you just seem like you hit the jackpot. It's super easy. Those are like the best days. Those are what keep you going on the average days or the slower days for sure. Okay, another pair of shoes. I guess I should probably stop saying that I don't like selling shoes, because even though they're not my favorite thing to sell, I do still look them up, and if they're in great condition without any cleaning to do and they sell for a lot of money, I'm definitely picking them up. And this is another example. I think I paid about $8 for this at the thrift store. These are a little bit unique. They're Birkenstock, but it's a brand called Footprints by Birkenstock. So I don't know if that's like a little side brand they have or whatever, but they're kind of these like I don't know what you would call them, Euro looking leather Oxfords. They were in great condition. Men's, I think size 43 is like a 10. Yeah, here you go, US 10. So the Birkenstocks always have the weird numbered sizes, so you could find that out easily online. They're in great condition. You could tell I took this picture from inside and there's barely any wearing inside of the sole of like the logo and all the details. So that was great. And then if you take a look at the heels, they're like perfect. There's this tiny scratch right there, but there's so much tread. They don't look like they were really worn that much. So great item, another $50 item. So probably $45 profit. Gotta love that. All right, on to the next one. Oh, also just a reminder, if you find these videos interesting, if you get good information from them and you appreciate it and you want to show your support, a like and a subscribe are always appreciated. So just thought I'd throw that in there. Here's another Lululemon item. Let's see. I had it listed for 50. I took an offer of 44. Still great deal. This is called the Extra Mile jacket. It's a water repellent like outdoor jacket. It's hooded. The interesting thing is this right here. It has like this double zipper inside. So I guess for like wind protection, I would think. So that's pretty unique. And you can see in here, really soft, padded. There's the double zippers. Can you tell? And I think the outside zipper is actually removable. So if you didn't want to have all that windbreaker type stuff, wind protection. It also had a detachable hood. So this jacket just had a lot of details going on. How to get all the details in the photos. Always take as many good quality photos as you can. They're really important. Plus they'll eliminate a lot of the questions that people ask. So you won't have to be doing a lot of back and forth. Again, there's the detail on the zipper. So people know these items are authentic, right? So $44 again. So probably looking at already $200 in those Lululemon items in sales, minus the $30 or $40 I spent on the bag of items I got that day at the bins. It was a great profitable day. Another example of why you should always shop at the bins. Here we go again. Let's keep adding to that total. Here's a $42 scuba, Lululemon oversized half zip scuba. It's a great color. It's kind of like this pink or purple heathered, right? That's what those lines, that's called heathered. I don't know if you call them lines or whatever, but it's pretty unique color. All these items, the jackets and hoodies, really sold quickly, so that was great. So another $42. It just keeps stacking up. All right, on to the next one. Here's one other item that I picked up. I got this the same day I got that Patagonia Nano Puff vest. And this is like a Olympic version of a Nike ACG. This one's kind of unique because it had this like patch area on the chest. You can see it's like a Velcro. This is from the Beijing Olympics. Good size. Was this a large, right? Cool color. This one sold for $50. There's the inside, really cool quality. Got all my pictures there. Perfect timing. Here's the best part about it. I got it home, I opened the pocket, and I realized it had all the patches in the pocket still. So I guess that was like a feature. You could change the patches. I don't really know what they stand for. I guess you could look at them and check it out. Yeah, I don't know. Buffalo there. Got some Olympic team, Paralympic team. A lot of different patches. This is pretty cool too. Inside, little details. All these little details add up, and they could kind of make your item stand out from the rest if somebody is not putting all these pictures there. There you go. You got the Nike USA logo. So another $50. So out of these first like 10 or 12 items, most of them you're seeing are $45 or more, which is great because like I said, my goal is $25 sales price or more. I want a really high average sales price because I'm trying to make as much profit as possible, doing this as a side gig, which is also why I shop at the bins, right? So I'm trying to go to the bins, get as many good quality items as I can for a low price per item. And then I'm trying to flip them quickly, like 30 days, 60 days on eBay and $25 or more. And as you can see, all these items were really good this month. So even though it was a little bit slower month, August, like I said, I take part of the blame for that because I just haven't really been listing as much. Kids went back to school, summer ended, got back to the regular schedule. So, you know, kind of busy. No excuses, but there you go. All right. So this is kind of a combination of items that I'm not really keen on thrifting or sourcing, kids items and shoes. But every once in a while, if I could pick something up for cheap, the bottom line is making money, right? And these are a special like Spider-Verse version of the Air Jordans for kids. And also they were in great condition. So let me give you a couple photos here. You can see all the details. The suede there was a bit worn, so that's why I wanted to make sure I got that good detail in there. The lighting on the photos helps to make sure that I want these items to look exactly or as close to possible as exactly as they look in my photos, right? So I don't want any discrepancies. Try to get the size tag there. Also, this is important for Nike Jordan shoes. You want to try to get this tag because they have a lot of re-releases and people are going to want to know what year they were, what version of that model it was. So let's see, I had them listed for $49.88 and I took an offer of $40. Not bad. Great on a pair of kids shoes I picked up at the bins, that's for sure. Okay, like I told you, there's a couple Bolo brands. This is definitely a new brand for me. It sold quickly, sold for good money. It's not the craziest pattern or color, but keep an eye out for this Schaefer Outfitter. Let me give you the tag right there. That's the tag with the horses on it. I guess it's like Western wear. This was a 2XL, so that helped, I'm sure, also. But I came across this brand. I had never seen it before, so I did a little Google Lens search and noticed that they sell for a pretty good price on eBay. So $40 for a button-up pearl snap. If you used to sell pearl snaps, you know that they don't really sell as good as they used to. But still, good brands, good sizes, you're going to get decent money. $40 is great. All right, this is a vintage Patagonia item I picked up. And the way that I could tell it was vintage, I believe it was because it was made in the USA. Right, here you go. So usually made in the USA, Patagonia items are vintage. This is just a kind of a hoodie, nothing crazy. It's a unique color. I'm not even sure what color. It was like a greenish gray. There's some photos, show you the details. It's like a knit polyester wool blend. This is fall of 2002, right? So vintage by a couple years, made in USA. The style code is always helpful too. I'm sure that's what I used to find the exact name of it. So if you're looking for style codes, Patagonia, Lululemon, a lot of good brands are really good at putting the style codes there for you to search it up. And as you can see, this is one of the items that I had marked down. So 20% means that it was between 30 and 60 days on my site, on my eBay store. Still took an offer, $33.60, so still good profit. All right, another Lululemon item. I don't believe I got this the same day, but this is a Lululemon, like a tennis skirt or skirt with the little shorts underneath. Sold for $30, had it listed for $35, not bad. Let's see if I can get you some details in here. See, it's kind of like this pleated tennis skirt. Basic color, smaller size, still $30 though. So unique enough and good quality enough items of Lululemon are still going to make you some profit. So don't pass up on them. But you know, you probably want to be a little bit more picky than you used to be about Lululemon items. Basic t-shirts, like I said, are probably not going to sell that well for you, but $30 for a skirt is not bad, especially if you can get it for like $10 or less. That one's probably like $3 or less than that because I got it at the bins. Okay, Cool is an outdoor brand that I've had mixed success with. I know a lot of people love Cool. I think it's a decent brand. I've had some basic items like a basic button-up t-shirt, button-up shirt, didn't do that well. But the pants seem to do good for me. This was kind of like a merino wool quarter zip. Show you some of the pictures here. Had this kind of like college stripe, sweater stripe on the sleeves. It's pretty great condition. Always double check with your wool items. Make sure it hasn't been washed or shrunk. And even more important, to put the measurements for the wool items so people know that it hasn't been shrunk or washed, unless it's a certain blend that you can wash in the washing machine. Most of the time you have to dry clean the wool items. So it looks like I accepted an offer. I had them listed at $32, sold it for $27. So still above my $25 goal. So that's good. All right, this is a unique item as well. Of course, I don't find very many fishing vests. This is a Columbia, not a great brand for outdoor gear. but it's a unique enough item that I took a look at it and the condition was great. It's a fly fishing vest. It says it was a size small or medium, and it had like all these waterproof pockets, these little bungee cords. It had tons of storage in there. And let me give you a couple other photos of it. Well, you know, Columbia is probably not the best brand for resellers, but any brand, if it's a unique enough item or highly sought after, you can still make decent money. There's the back, a couple water bottle pockets, and another packing spot right there. The zipper, a lot of waterproof areas in there. I think it's even floaty. I think these are like floatable compartments. There you go. So $30 for a Columbia fishing vest. Not terrible. Another Birkenstock item. These Birkenstock Arizona sandals sell super fast. If they're even in better condition and a good size, you're going to be gone quickly. And I believe this one sold in like 2 days, this pair. So you could see these were also in excellent condition. Sometimes with the Birkenstocks, the footbed is going to be very, very dark. And so I'm not trying to clean anything, so I pass up on those. And the bottoms might be really worn off, but you can see the cork on the heel is still in great condition. There is some usage in there, but you can still see all the details of the size, the label. The straps were not damaged at all. They're in good condition. There's the outside side view of it. It's like a brown, suede kind of softer leather. I try to get as many views as I can. Again, there's the heel with the size for the user to see. I mean, not user, for the buyer to see. There's a side view to make sure the seam isn't coming undone. And then as you can tell, the bottom of these is like immaculate. That still had the little sticker from the store. So I guess they just didn't take it off, but not bad. $30 for a pair of little flip-flops or a little pair of sandals. Last item, another pretty decent outdoor brand. Women's gear doesn't usually sell that well for me, but combined with this brand and the time of year, I think that really helped these pants. They sold for $28 as well, above my $24 goal. They're just kind of some outdoor fishing pants for women. They're gray, size small, lightweight material. They have this stretchy, adjustable waist here. It's hard to really tell, but that's like an elastic cord that will stretch out a little bit, so it's not as fitting. It's more loose and comfortable. Got all the measurements, the inseam, the waist. Even though it's a small, or if it says like a 28, I still put the measurement there so you can see if it's been washed a lot and if it's different. Here you go, some snaps on the bottom legs that you can't really tell from the main picture. So again, try to get all the details you can. It's their little trout logo. So that was it, guys. So 20 of my best-selling items from last month. All of them $25 or more. A couple great Lululemon items, a few unique items as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Stay tuned this week. I'll have another video coming out of everything I sourced in the last 2 weeks. Thanks for the support. Like and subscribe if you're interested in more videos and you want to support me. See you next time.